Hello, my friend, and welcome to today's episode 109 on how to feel better in PCOS. Now, evidence says that PCOS women are almost three times at risk of having anxiety or depression disorders. And there has been research which associates that like those with infertility and hair loss have anxiety, and those with acne have depression, and also those with excess hair on their body can produce like a very poor mental quality of life, right? So PCOS does go hand in hand with moods and how we look at ourselves because of the clinical picture that we are having. So that's what we're going to talk about in this episode. Well, let me give you an update on what's happening with my life. If you guys can see this video, like on Spotify or on YouTube, you can see the background has changed a little. Uh, and because I spoke about my background so much last time, my thought was like, ooh, let's change it. And it felt very compelling to me. And I literally took massive action to shift office. And I had like I just want to. I just want to, and quick action was taken. And like I moved into another room in my house, which is slightly smaller because I think I don't need so much space in my office and I can let my child play in the other room. Where also I wanted to change the background. I love changing the backgrounds. And I think that is like something which is so typical of me. And I always love change. And that's like my innate nature. I want to keep on experiencing new emotions. So I keep changing things. And this is very typical after I became a life coach, when I started accepting myself for who I am. Like my husband, he would, he used to make me feel bad. Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you like this? Or like the music selection that he would have. And if I have a different selection of music, he would be like, ew, what sort of music is this? And I used to be like, initially, before life coaching happened, I used to feel like, oh my God, something is wrong with me. I'm not cool enough and all of that. But when I started getting empowered and building that self concept, building that relationship with myself, like I don't need someone else's approval. I don't need someone else to tell me this is the music which you should listen to. I'm like, I like this kind of music and I just love it. Like it doesn't matter if he likes it or he doesn't like it. I love it. And if he is trying to make me feel bad, that's because people in his life probably made him feel bad, right? We don't know. I don't know. I don't really dig into what his thoughts are about his past life. Most of our partners, they're not so keen on the mindset piece. So people in the world don't really understand that your thoughts create your results. I took a long time to understand that. And once I understood that our thoughts create your feelings and that drive our actions and that create my reality, that's where I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I have to tell everyone about it, right? Because this thought and feeling thing is a very unconscious thing. We feel it, we interpret it on our own. So everyone is on a different timeline or different journey on their awareness process. And if you're reached here to episode 109, so you've listened to me talk more about it. And I think in the beginning times, like I used to like intellectually try to understand that because I'm a doctor. I'm a very intelligent person that way. So I'm good at doing what is told. So I like did exactly what the coach told me. I don't think I understood much of it, but I used to like come and teach about it, just like any other doctor. Like in medicine, we learn so many random things which our old doctors have discovered or invented. And then we just keep on teaching you guys that. I didn't really invent any of that. I just like learned it and I help you feel better with it. So I kept on doing that to my clients in life coaching. Like I will just come and teach the tool and help them get the shift. They will get the results and I'll be like, okay. But then when I start applying so much of it and I start understanding it more and more, it's like, oh my God, do people know about this? That you have thoughts and feelings which can be changed, by the way? Like, you don't have to feel that way. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode, how to feel better. And because there is a possibility of feeling better even in PCOS who are diagnosed with anxiety disorder or depression disorder. So I remember asking myself, like, while I was on this journey of losing weight, like, I used to try to lose weight with like skipping my dinner. That lasted for like 2 weeks. And I did lose some weight, but then I went back to it. I was like, no, 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 we are not skipping dinner. Then I tried going to the gym before my wedding, and I lost like 2 kilos. And I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. I can't. Like I would just keep on saying I'll do it later, and it never really happened. So I couldn't do it. So that, like, I could see, like, since my marriage until I had my child, so that was like around 10 years. I just kept on seeing myself dodging these two things, right? And then life coaching happened, and then the tools and the actions which they taught me, like at least the actions which they taught me, they made sense. The way my coach would tell me stories, I would like, okay, I can do it. And I did it, right? And I used to be someone who was like 73. And then from 73, I reached like 50. And my height is like 155 centimeters, 154 centimeters. So slightly lower than my normal weight. That was like the thinnest of me, 50 kilos. I remember 49, 48 as my thinnest, like when I was in my 10th standard. But 50 was like thinnest in my adult life. So I remember looking at myself, and like I was at 50 and I was like looking at my pictures and stuff. I was like, I don't like it. So I went to like 52, 53 eventually. But I remember asking myself, would I rather be thin or would I rather like what I see? This was very important. And then I realized the real question was, if I like what I see, would I care to be thin? Right? Because, like, we think in language and we feel sort of what we see, right? And in the past, we didn't have mirrors, right? Like there was reflection in water or something shiny. And like when I was growing up, we had mirrors, of course, but we didn't have mirrors everywhere. We barely had, like, someone who has a pocket mirror, that was like a luxury. Like it was like not available for everyone. Then there were some mirrors in some places, and then there will be like these cars would have windows, and then you can see the reflection of yourself. So there were very few opportunities to look at yourself. Even the mirror, I had a mirror in my own room. So I did develop that self-image. Like I used to see and not like, see and not like, see and not like myself. But I do remember when I was in my teenage years, I used to really like what I used to see. And slowly, slowly, when you started engaging with humans, that dialogue started, which is like, I don't like what I see, right? So even when I lost the weight, because I always thought, if I lose the weight, if I'm 52 or 50 kilos, that will be my, that's it. Then I don't have to worry about it. I achieved it. Like I don't have to like worry about it. I mean, things will be like normal. Like I achieved it. Like there's nothing more I can do. There is no makeover that I can do which can make me look even better. That is my best version. This is what I thought. And when I reached that version, I didn't like it. And at a very unconscious, subconscious level, I started gaining weight back. But still, there was that desire, no, go to 50, go to 50, go to 52. Now I'm like 53, 54 kilos. And still my brain is like, we should go to 50, we should go, we want a flat stomach, right? So that's just my conditioning. My conditioning, no one, like I had like few friends and like few family members who were very skinny. And I did not know that they didn't like it. I mean, I loved it. Like one of my cousins was just like, she was so skinny. And when she would wear those Levi's jeans, I was like, God, your ass looks so good in that Levi's jeans, unlike my ass, which is like curvy. And I did not like it. And I loved her. So what we see, our brain then thinks, right? We start thinking in language, and then there starts this conversation where we don't like it. And then we become this judge of ourselves. So the reason I wanted to be thin so badly was because I believed when I become thin, I will like what I see in the mirror. So not true. I did not like it. The only reason any of us ever want anything is because of how we feel, how we believe we're going to feel after we have it. So think about a job you're applying to, right? Like you're taking massive action. You want this job in this place, or like, even if like not in this place, but like suppose if you're working somewhere right now, or you are in a specific college or anything that you wanted and you're having it right now. Do you remember how you felt when you didn't have it and you wanted it, right? Because we are after that feeling like, yes, I got it. Like I remember all of those achievements, right? Like when I passed my 10th and I wanted admission in this college, I was in Ruparel. And then when I got it, I was like, yes. And then when from Ruparel, I went into KM Hospital in Mumbai. And I just wanted it. I was like, that is it. Like I will take massive action and then I will try to get it. I got in. I was like, yes. And then after the MD seat, which I wanted for my gynecology, same college, I was like, yes, there is nothing else I wanted. I didn't want to go anywhere else. I didn't want to be in any other hospital because this is the hospital I knew and I loved this place and it was the best place. I was like, why would I go anywhere? It's one of like those Ivy League colleges in Mumbai. And unlike all these American colleges, which are Ivy League, India has a huge competition because of the sheer population that we have, and all of us are very competitive. So much competition to get into these colleges, right? It's so much easier for so many Indians to get college admissions in Harvard and Stanford and all of those ones because competition is lesser. And Indian kids are like taught to work hard. So we are like coming from that background where we just want to get in and we get what we want. But we do that just because of that. Yes, this is what I did. So even when I wanted to lose weight, look at how messed up it is. I got that yes feeling, but then I was still seeing myself, right? And I did not like myself. Then my brain focused on my hair. Then my brain focused on my skin. Then my brain focused on like random things. Like if you look at this, like at 50, you can start seeing the rib cages here. And I was like, oh no, you can't have that. And I'm not underweight. My BMI is like still 20 to 23. That's pretty normal, right? But still, my brain would be like, no, that looks very skinny. No. So, the only reason any of us ever want anything is for the feeling that we are after. And once we get it, we forget about it. So, how we feel is never the result of that circumstance or that weight, that number. It's always tied to a thought, right? So, when I get to my goal weight, which is like, say, 52 kilos, I do that. Yes, it's not because of that number. It's because I had this unconscious thought. Yes, I did it, which triggered that feeling of achievement or like that empowered feeling. I can do hard things. I can do anything I want, right? As a human being, we're driven to this feeling. So, how do we start feeling better in PCOS when our current identity is we have anxiety or we have depression? And for me, I have anxiety. And not, I mean, I just saw the study where I found a study which was done in India about, it was a big study about the mental health disorders. And they found out those who had infertility and those who had hair loss, they had anxiety. Those who had acne, they had depression. I, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know that I have anxiety. Like, of course, everyone has anxiety, but mine was like just too much. Like, and I think that is because as a physician, we are supposed to be anxious because we are constantly supposed to like keep scanning for all the bad things that can happen to our patients. Because if you're not anxious, if you're not vigilant, something, you might miss out something. And we do miss out something sometimes. And our brain goes like, no, you can never do that again. And then we become like the super hyper anxious people. And I thought that's because of my profession. And then I found this, oh my God, I had hair loss. I have hair loss even now. I had infertility. And no wonder I have anxiety. And now I have realized I have anxiety all the time. I'm like swimming in anxiety. I'm just anxious all the time, all the time. And I was like, oh my God, is it possible that we can be anxious all the time? But I still never take medication for that anxiety disorder because you can solve so many health conditions without medications just by managing your mind. Right. So the anxiety, like I used to have, I'll tell you one quick story about like I used to take immense pride in like not ever forgetting things because I'm really good at remembering things because I'm a doctor. We are good at memorizing things. So I'm like really good at remembering things. I don't forget things easily. And then once I became a life coach, I was like told to relax, to calm down, to take a chill pill, do nothing. And I was like, what is this? I can't do this. Like, I want to be a life coach and I want to like help a lot of people and I want to become like successful and all of that. What is this chilling business? I don't like this chilling. I don't want to chill. I want to do, right? So that's where slowly I had to slow down. I was like, okay, it's okay. You can forget sometimes. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And then I started noticing, started forgetting appointments. I started forgetting things. And I was like, oh, it's like my anxiety came down. I was not anxious about this. So every time I forget something, I'm like, yes. I'm like, I have become that kind of a person now. You know, it takes a lot to change as a human being. So someone who's depressed all the time suddenly gets anxious, it's like amazing for them. And someone who's anxious all the time gets like forgets sometimes, that's amazing for them, right? So how do we start feeling better? And that is, we first have to identify how we actually want to feel, right? Like, what is the feeling that you're after? Let's just first understand. So, if you have anxiety or you have depression or any other mood disorders or any other mental health issues, you just don't feel good. What do you want to feel? Right? You need to know those feelings. And like generally, like there are like so much material on feelings. And I like to refer to Abraham Hicks' feeling list. She has a feeling list from 1 to 22. And I have a podcast episode on emotions. I think I just have a podcast on emotions where I talk about 1 to 22, and 1 to 7 are the good emotions. So what do you want to feel? And you want to just like what we want is always happiness, right? Like we always want to feel good, but that's not what happens. Life is 50-50. My coach says that life is 50-50. No matter what achievements you achieve, your brain will scan and find the negative shit. It just does that. That's how we are programmed genetically. So first you need to know what you want to feel. And for me, I want to have fun half the time. Like it's like my all-time goal. And after I had a kid, it was like, oh my God, she's so much fun. Because she shows you, like a child will show you how to be playful if you're not like trying to tame the child. But if you let the child be who they are, you will see what fun is. So I always want to have fun. I want to achieve things. I love achieving things. I love just like constantly obsessing over goals. But then again, it's not like every goal I achieve. I freeze over certain goals. And certain goals I just do very effortlessly. So know what you want to feel first. All right. To do this, you'll have to ask yourself, what will be different when I accomplish this goal? And what will be the same? The answer will point you towards something you are hoping to feel, right? So, suppose you want to lose weight. What are you going to accomplish? What will be different when you accomplish it? Like, suppose you lost weight, right? How are you going to feel? Maybe you will feel like, ah, finally, I did it. I never have to do this again, which is a lie because you might have to, but like, I never have to do this again. I did it. You feel that relief, or you're like, yes, I did it. Now I'll show you all people. That was so cool, actually. Right? Or so is that the feeling? And what will stay the same? If you have lost weight, what stays the same? And in my case, this mind stays the same. I do know, like, yes, I solved one problem which I thought I had, but I have these other bazillion things. And then there is that core big problem which all humans have, which is like, I'm not good enough or I'm doing it wrong. Right. And like, I used to get so triggered when people said that you have a self esteem issue. Like, that's insecurity. Why are you so insecure? Like, people would say that. My friends would say that to me. Like, when I would discuss my husband issue or boyfriend issue with them, like, you're so insecure. This is a self esteem issue. Like, don't you see that? And I used to be like, oh my God. I used to feel so bad about it. But after coming to life coaching, I realized that they taught me that everyone has this. Everyone. Everyone has self esteem issues in certain areas of their lives. Everyone is just human to be insecure. So if you are someone who someone told you that you have self esteem issues, you're so insecure, right? You're insecure. Like, people would tell that to me when I had issues with my husband. I used to get like so angry. I used to be like, who the fuck they think they are? And I used to get super angry when they used to say that to me. And that was because it used to hurt. Because yes, there is a part of me who's insecure, and there is a part of me who's very secure. And you have it all. Everyone has that. And anyone who's pretending, who's saying that they don't have it, they have either like a mental health disorder where they are probably a narcissist, or they're just lying. They're lying, right? Because they are human beings. Human beings can say whatever they want. So can you. All right. So, know what is it that is going to stay the same. The same thing would stay is you and your mind. That is not going to change much. Or you can change, but you need to know how to manage it or how to supervise your mind. Next, ask yourself, what would give me that feeling? And am I focused on something externally that I need to achieve? Or am I believing that I can create whatever emotion it is that I want to feel right now? And we always do that at a very unconscious level. We don't realize it. But when it comes to mindset, life coaching, therapy, we can label these things. We can like understand and become aware of these things. So, what is it? Are you like externally trying to fix something, like, I would like how I look, or like, I would like what people will say to me? I want people's approval. Like, I want them to compliment me. And I remember when I was losing weight and people were complimenting me, it was like unbearable. I couldn't tolerate it. And there were people who were like saying mean things, like, it's looking ugly. And I was like, oh my God, this is so unbearable. I genuinely don't care about what people think. I really cared about what I wanted, which was like, I just wanted to lose weight and see how it looks. And if I can do it, because I feel so good when I do that. When I lose weight, I'm taking care of my health. I'm taking care of my heart. I'm taking care of my knees. I'm taking care of this body, right? People don't care, and they genuinely don't care because you're doing something completely opposite. You're doing everything which they are not doing, right? So be aware of that. Are you doing it for them? Because you can never please other humans. Impossible. You can only please yourself. Remember that. And that's like so much coaching I give everyone about that. Every time, most of us will try to control these other humans by like losing weight, and we think that they will approve of us, but they won't. Sometimes some people will. Like, there was a friend of mine today, she said to me, she saw my hair, she was like, oh my God, I love your hair. And I was like, oh my God, I hate them. Like, I loved it in the morning, and then I saw myself, I was like, no. And then like that filter came, no, I don't like what I see. And there is this love-hate relationship which goes on in my head. So people also have that. They can say, "Oh my God, I love your hair," and they can be like, "Not." And then she can easily go and talk to her husband about it. I don't know, right? But what am I thinking about it? And today morning, when I decided to keep my hair curly, I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm never going to cut them, not until they reach here. This is what I said to myself. We'll see what we do, what I do. All right. So often we think when I have to do or accomplish weight loss, then I will feel better, right? But the truth is, we never have to wait to have something in order to feel better. We can feel better right now if we choose to. Do you want me to repeat it? Okay, I'll repeat it. The truth is, we never have to wait to have something in order to feel better. We can feel better right now if we choose to. And that's where our imagination comes in. Because until now, we were imagining and we were getting things done with this imagination. But when we are not in that imagination, we are like thinking that our actions or circumstances in our world will decide how we feel. There's a thought in between, there's a thinking which generates that feeling. So I want to give you an example of this client. She is almost like 65 or something, and she, um, a European client, and she left her country. She has retirement funds in her country and she can live there forever, but she left her country and now she's in America. And her retirement funds are not enough. She needs to make more money so that she can live in America. So she is doing Uber. She's driving Uber around to just pay her bills. She has a license to practice real estate, but she's not practicing that because she's thinking that once I have the money, that's when I will enjoy what I'm doing. Because I really don't enjoy, because I don't have money. That's why I don't enjoy what I'm doing. And then she just continues doing the Uber drives or even not that sometimes. And she's like just doing bare minimum. And I had to offer her, like, she's thinking when she has the money, that's when she'll enjoy her work and then she will make lots of money. She can enjoy her work, period, with or without money, right? So that's the thinking. Similarly, when it comes to weight loss, like you can think, I like myself no matter what. I just like what I see every day in mirror, no matter what. Like it's a belief. It's like I can't see you right now. It's a bit blurry, right? And then I wore these glasses and I can see you properly. It's clearer. Similarly, we have these glasses. I don't like you. So when you wear it, you just see all the flaws in you. And then if you wear the other I like you glasses, it's like, oh my God, I love this gray. And I was wearing a gray jacket. It was going so well with it. And oh my God, I love this curl. It's come so beautifully. And I love that I didn't have to do much to your hair. It's just so amazing. Or I could be like, ew, it's so frizzy. What kind of professional look is this? Look at this. Do you see this? Frizzy, curls have gone. So, two different glasses, right? And this is your one life. You can decide what do you like. You want to like yourself or you don't want to like yourself. If you like yourself, you're just going to have a lot of fun. And when you like yourself, it doesn't mean that you're not going to get to your goal. So, liking yourself is a different thing. Getting to your goal is a different thing. Two different things. But you need to learn to love yourself, because if you have your relationship with you solid, nothing is impossible. It doesn't matter you achieve the goals or you don't, because you'll always have you, right? Like you'll always have you, no matter what. You won't go seeking for approval from other humans or like safety in other humans. No, you'll be like, I can take care of myself. And it's much easier to achieve our goals because you're like giving yourself that approval every time you see yourself. Like myself whenever I see myself. So these feelings, are actually generated from that thought. That feeling of love I generate every morning. Today morning I woke up and I've shifted my mirror in my bedroom because I did a lot of carpentry work. So the mirror has shifted. And now it's my daughter's room. And then my daughter was like doing something in her bed. And I woke up and I was like, let me have a good look at this one in the mirror. And I was just like looking. I'm like, ooh, look at this. Ooh, I love these pores. Pores, okay. I love this and I love that. And I was just like admiring myself. I was like, I like you. I really love it. Everything is so nice about you. I used to not be like that. So these are the sentences in my mind which I'm verbalizing or thinking, which are generating that feeling of love for me. So feelings are created by us and they are meant for us. If we want to feel excited, we can think about things that excite us on purpose, and we will feel excited more often. If we want to feel happiness, we can think about things that make us feel happy, and we will experience happiness more often, right? So here's the thing, the key to feeling better is all in our minds. So if you are someone with PCOS and you have anxiety disorder, the key to feeling better in your anxiety is in your mind. And like check my emotion. I have many episodes, I think two, three maybe, on feeling work where I talk about processing emotions. So the best way, like if you have anxiety disorder, the best way to deal with it is first accepting it, like noticing it, how well it is. Like today, I was coaching a client who's herself a coach and a therapist, and she has ADHD. And she was like, I have so much anxiety and I don't know, I can't do this. What I teach others, what I help others with, I can't do it with myself. I don't know what is happening. And I was like, listen, if you have ADHD, of course, we understand why you have so much anxiety because your brain had to keep up with the society norms of like remembering everything, right? And she was like, like, so first is self-acceptance. A coach, a therapist will always accept you where you are. I don't know about others, but at least I would. That's what my coach taught me, to accept clients with unconditional love. So we can do that for ourselves first. So first accept your anxiety, that it always is there because it's trying to protect you. It thinks you're in some sort of danger and it needs you to be that hyper alert. Sometimes it came out of depression. We don't know. So accept your anxiety, thank it, and keep finding out what does it want, right? And then tell it. Like sometimes you need to speak back to it, especially when it's like trying to just like spin you in circles, when it's not helping you and it's just paralyzing you. You can be like, or you're like constantly worrying, not doing things. You can be like, chill, anxiety. I'm okay. Relax. We're okay. And then you can deal with it that way. So first make peace with your anxiety. If you are in depression, accept that there is something happening in your body chemically or at a thinking level which is creating depression. And it is one of the lowest feelings. Both anxiety and depression, they feel really shit, and we sometimes get angry, we get jealous, we engage in like envy, or we go into blame and victim. All of that is still better than anxiety and depression. So if you see yourself in other emotions, your brain is just trying to come up emotionally. Don't be mean to yourself. Get supported. Get supported by other humans who are trained to help you out. So, how do you want to feel today? Is it worth giving it some thought? All right, my friend. That's it for today. If you are someone with PCOS and you have anxiety disorder or depression or you're on medication and you want to go off it and you want to feel supported, you're not happy with your mental health caregivers, please consider booking a clarity call with me. On that clarity call, we will review what's happening with you exactly and what you want to achieve and how can I help you. And if you want to take that help. All right. That's it for today. The link for Clarity Call is in my bio. If you're interested, I'll see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Bye bye.